I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I share ideas for programming, then marketing, and selling your programs so that you can create both a business and a life you love without feeling cheesy or sleazy. And it's just me today, solo in this episode, for how you can get more fitness clients faster. And during this season that I'm recording, just before the holiday rush picks up and that Black Friday, Cyber Saturday, whatever Monday, and Christmas rush takes over, you may be experiencing one of two things. You could be potentially busier. I've noticed in the last 5 years, 10 years, that clients who are actually dedicated and working with you already continue to exercise just a little bit more because it helps them reduce stress, and they're just conscious of all of the temptation around them, so they're more diligent. Then there are those clients who are potentially not so involved yet. They're not committed, so any disruption kind of is an obstacle, gets in their way. You may be experiencing that you're a little bit more busy with some, a little bit less busy with others. What's the end result? You're in the same situation, but it may not feel stable. So it's based on who's traveling, who's not traveling, who's in a mood, who's feeling too busy, right? So those cancellations come and your revenue may not be really predictable. So I've got 4 ways that you can get more clients faster right now. Whether we're talking about literally right now, this week and next week, because that can happen, or you're talking about planting seeds for your future so that your 2019 is far brighter. So let's dive in. Step 1 is know who's already looking for help. So if you really want to get more new clients faster, we're talking about going for what we've always called the low-hanging fruit. You don't want to go seeking out those people that you ultimately want to work with unless they're already aware they have a problem and they're seeking help. So the low-hanging fruit, the people that you can get in tomorrow or next week, are those people who are wanting help. They're out there searching. So that's what we're focusing on right now. Ultimately, you want to be planting seeds for those people who have to take a long time to make their decision, because they'll come to you in 3 months or 6 months, or trust me, I've had people start a program and tell me, I've been following you for over a year, right? And so it takes a while. You've got to be pretty stable in order to benefit from those kind of clients, because you can't wait to pay the light bill or the rent, right, for 14 months. So know who's already looking for help. And here's how to start down that road of choosing them. How do you know that, right? Think about this. Who do you want to work with? So really think about that, because that may be a good place to start. Do you know that they know that they have a problem? You've got to be aware, and they've got to be already talking about it. I wish this would go away or that would go away. Lots of times, overheard conversations are some of the best ways to kind of prove to yourself this is true. Haven't you been there? You're in a booth at a restaurant, and in the booth behind you, somebody's talking about fitness, right? Or you're in the chair getting your hair cut, and somebody in back of you, beside you, or both, maybe your stylist, is talking about exercise, getting in shape, what they're eating, the problem that they're experiencing. So there are other ways to pick this up, but you probably have a pretty good idea. If you've been thinking about working with this client for a long time, you've got to know that they are actively looking for an answer. They may not know yet that you're it, but they've got to be looking. You want to know that. And is it urgent? That's the other question. So if it's just a someday thing, it would be great to, do this and that and the other thing. But if they really want help right now, that's much more of an ideal client who you can get in and book for a session next week. And that's why when you're doing an interview with somebody casually, on the street, they comment about it, I should do that, I should get started. The question you should ask is, how serious are you? Because if you're serious, let's schedule an appointment and stop thinking about it, because it's wasting energy for you. That should be your response. And no matter what the answer is from that other person, it's the right answer. You've either eliminated the hassle of you thinking, I got to try to get them in, or you've cut through the chase and you've got them. They're in, right? So you've got to have those things. Number one was know who's already looking for help, and think about who you want to work with, and then ask these questions about that person or those different groups. Do they know they have a problem, and are they looking for an answer? And is it urgent? So a great example of urgency is usually women who are going through perimenopause, menopause, and hormones just suddenly change things for them. They're not comfortable in their body anymore, and they feel out of control because nothing that used to work for them is working. The same foods, the same exercise, same good, quote unquote, healthy habits are not helping, right? And the fourth thing you've got to know about this target market is they've got money to spend. So if you're chasing somebody who's broke and doesn't have anything to spend, there may be a lot, for instance, of college students who want to work with you. They want to get more fit. They want to get a flat belly. They want to get toned up. But if they don't have any money to spend, chasing that rainbow is not going to get you very far, very fast. You're going to help the few of them that there are out there with money, but they may not be your best target large group. Okay, step 2. Another way to get more fitness clients faster is meet them where they are right now, and you should know that. So if you're talking to a woman who's 50 or 55, where are they when they're online? Because everybody's online, and that's probably where you're going to connect with them first. Think about that. So think about the demographic. If you're not sure where each demographic tends to hang out, I'll just give you a rough idea. You may want to check out the social media book I wrote very recently for Healthy Learning. And not a shameless plug necessarily. If you ever have written a book, residuals are about 50 cents on every cover sold. So it's not a plug for me. It's that I'm kind of proud of that book. It's a real marketing book, start to end. It's not just social marketing. So think about an older market is probably on Facebook, and everybody has access to YouTube if they do a search. So they're on there as well. The other place where younger people hang out, less so, they are on Facebook. They're just not using it because they got there first and they left when their mothers, quote unquote, me, got on. So look for Instagram, if you're looking at a younger crowd. And some of the middle age, so college students, I'm talking maybe Snapchat, Instagram, middle age, and I'm talking between those two groups I've just mentioned as middle, not true middle age, but those that are, upper 20s, 30s, early 40s, they're probably hanging out a collection of areas. Instagram probably comes first, then Facebook. They have access to YouTube, as everybody does. Those are the big ones, but they're also on Pinterest looking for recipes and looking for workouts. So know where they are, go there. So what you're looking for is to publish content there that gives you an idea of, is there demand? Are they consuming this? Do I have a lot of traffic coming from these areas? And to know that, you're using your Google Analytics to find out. So you've got to be wherever they are. If you are trying to attract them and you're saying, I really want to target, and I'm going to insert, older adults over 50, then you're going to need to hang out probably on Facebook, because that's where they are, and start throwing a lot of content at Facebook. Okay, number 3, the third way to get more fitness clients faster is then give them a quick win, something for right now. One of the biggest errors that I find even really great trainers do is, they think, should I create a blog? I better be blogging. Yes, I have to create a blog. And if I have a blog, then I'm credible and I'm an expert. But then that blog is just them rambling, and it's kind of them talking about philosophy. And really nobody goes on for philosophy. When you're online, you probably go online to look for something specific, like an answer if you're visiting a business. So visiting or reading a blog is like visiting a business. I'm going to walk in the door and I want an answer to some kind of question that I've got. Can you help me or can't you? Right? That's it. So if you're just talking about the philosophy of eating plant versus meat, or, the philosophy of, living longer and doing this, it's not going to reach them. What you've got to give them is something very specific. So know who you want to work with, know what their problem is and their complaints are, and then dive in and give them an answer. You can really win here, especially if you're creating videos with movement, because as movement videos go by in somebody's timeline, we can't help it. We stop and watch them. So think about, how do I jump into the content right away, give them the win, and then do your explaining and your introduction afterward, because you want them to watch the majority of that video. That gives you points and it gets you shared more later as a recommended video, because whatever platform you're on, whether it's Facebook or it's YouTube, they will be thinking you're relative to what your audience wants. They like you. They're interacting with you. They're staying to the end. They're watching a large percentage of your videos. And that to them means they're accomplishing their mission. So Facebook's mission is, as stated, to provide the customer with a better experience, showing them more of what they want, showing them less of what they don't. So if you are that and you can get people to engage in video, your page will get shown and your content will get shown a lot more easily and organically. Organic isn't dead if you're good. Okay, the fourth way that you can get more fitness clients faster is tell them what to do next. Don't drop the ball. If you've got them there, you're giving them something really juicy. And I'm going to back up to step 3 just for a second. What's an example, right? So let's say you do want to grow your market of older adults. So a couple of things that they encounter is, do you know that every trainer is mentioning burpees as if that is the be all end all exercise? And my audience hates burpees. I hate burpees because form falls apart. It doesn't really justify any one muscle group getting better. There are less risky and more advantageous exercises to do. So that said, why would I ever do burpees when I can watch my clients fall apart in form and wreak havoc on their shoulders, their elbows, their wrists, or their lower backs while they do that? It's not a good answer. So knowing that, if you really know your customer and you're targeting that over 50 person, give them 3 ways that you can do fat burning exercises without a burpee. 3 substitutes for a burpee in your exercise program. If you hate burpees, I'm giving you examples of titles, but those would be potential titles or headlines that you would use. And make sure you're aware of what's the problem. Let's say you're going with kind of a different audience, somebody who's got arthritis or osteoporosis, is a little bit more fragile. Maybe it's how to relieve arthritis, knee pain, and exercise at the same time, because that's an obstacle to them getting the exercise they know that they want. Okay, so after you hooked them with that great content, giving them something they really want, you have to tell them what to do next. So you're going to, at the end of your video or the end of your blog, you're going to share with them, if that was helpful, you potentially will love this. Go to my next video, or go to whatever freebie you've created. And if you haven't created one yet, because you're just testing to find out if you are good in relationship to this audience, then no problem. Keep them conditioned to do the next step. There's always some next step you want them to do. So it's a click here to watch my next video, or click here for my free tips on how to exercise easier, more pain-free, even if you have knee trouble. So think about, what is the next step, the logical thing that brings them closer. Ideally, you want them on your subscriber list, your email list, not just floating around and passing them from platform to platform or video to video on a platform. So that was 4 steps. 4 ways that you can get more fitness clients faster. And you can be 10 minutes away right now from creating a video. You can load up to a Facebook page or to your YouTube, or ideally both, and start making a call to action. Tell them what to do next. Even if this is the worst scenario, all you have is register for my newsletter, which, trust me, nobody wants more email. So unless there's a juicy reason to get that newsletter, I don't just want to get an announcement that you have more things to sell, because I don't like you yet. I don't trust you. I don't know you. So you've got to make something just as a first next step. From a first date to getting married, there's got to be a few steps in there. So likewise with a brand new client. So just to recap, there you have it, the 4 ways to more fitness clients faster. Number 1, go for somebody who's already looking for help. That's the low-hanging fruit. Number 2, meet them where they are right now. Know what social media platform you really need to be on. Whether you love it or not, if they do, it's yours. Number 3, give them a quick win right away. No philosophy, something that they can watch or read and then change what they're doing. In about 5 minutes, they've learned something that they're like, wow, I never knew that before. I'm definitely going to do that. That feels great. Number 4, tell them what to do next. And that's it. That's a quick win and a quick way to get more clients tomorrow. So if you've got a question or a comment, or this was helpful, leave a question or comment below the show notes at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/get clients faster. And please leave a rating in iTunes if this was helpful at all. And last but not least, if you really want to market who is looking for help, who has some urgency to fixing their problem, and who has money to spend, take a look at the Flipping 50 Specialist program. There are 3 options to choose from. So if you want to go all in and get marketing help with creating programs, leveraging the knowledge you get from the certificate program, you can find more details right on fitnessmarketingmastery.com, the homepage. And I'll see you next time.